Alright people, so at the end of this video I went ahead and put in a little snippet of the very basics of HVAC and refrigeration. Like a little quick learning lesson, me doodling on a, AC panel. And anyway, if you want to see that and you don't want to see the rest of this boring stuff, just skip to the end. How about that? If you see it and you're like, wow, that guy's an idiot, hey, let me know. Anyway, hope you guys have an amazing day, and until next time, enjoy it. So, to one of my 3 or 4 subscribers, made a comment one time about front loading my tool bag. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you sir are a genius. I got it front loaded and I don't have to hug this ladder to get up on this roof. Doesn't make it any easier because there's a cart. I just throw my crap on the cart. Wonder if it's like tied up. It's not. We're offloading all my junk. If I can figure out how I got it on there, I can get it back off. Oh my gosh. Okay. Pansy way out, maybe? Maybe. I don't care. I don't care. Y'all can call me a wiener all day long. I am not the young buck I used to be. So, if I can make something easier, I'm gonna do it. I can carry these. These don't hurt the old back. Look, that's me. Anyway, here we go. We got inspections today. Whoa, whoa. All the wheels turn on that dude. Yeah, cool. Let's make sure all my brakes are off. Come on. That one's good. Not good. There are a couple of them that were on. It rolls better now. Still makes noises. That's all right. So we got an inspection on all the HVAC systems, which luckily these big warehouses usually only have air conditioning for their offices. So that narrows down exactly everything that I have to inspect. So the property manager is pretty awesome. They, they're not doing this to, oh, I'm gonna check up on them and make sure they're doing everything right. No, they do this because I think if they can, and something's up here all beat up, they'd probably be willing to help them out and get these things running like they're supposed to be, so the tenants are happy. I think that's awesome. So we got quite a few units. I'm not going to get this done today. Whenever I do an inspection, if you've seen my older videos, if you haven't, you'll see an inspection on those. But basically, I go through everything. What was I saying? Oh, basically, I go through the whole thing, dig in and out, make detailed notes, take pictures. What does it need? Is it working? Is it working fine? Last line's recommendations. I say I recommend this, this, and this. Well, the property manager actually wants me to come up with specific numbers. I can already tell we're gonna have issues on this roof because just seeing from here, we got, sorry if that's really loud over there. I don't know if this guy right here cancels the noises or what not, maybe. Look at all the hail damage we got, guys. It's only from one direction, so from this way, because that one's not bad. So I guess when it hailed, it just came in like that. and punished these coils. Oh my gosh, it punished these coils. Look at that one. I'll show you one up close and personal. There's a bad one right up ahead. We'll look at that one. Look, we got a water hose up here. That's good. A lot of the smaller buildings don't have water access. You got to run like hose from the bottom to the top. I don't see water access, but if there's a hose up here, there's water up there. Take an up close look at this thing right here, guys. Look at that. Beat all to heck. That thing is flat. Look, like it's not supposed to be smooth. It's supposed to be like this right here. But you get a closer look, and yeah, that's in bad shape. I would almost not even want to try to comb this. Combing it will help it, but once they get too flat, your comb's just going to run right over the top. Like these are completely flat right here. This whole side, my gosh, that is in bad shape. So that's going to be a part of, you know, the inspection. Oh look, she's turned off. We're going to look at that one later on. I'm going to be up here for a couple of days. Let's see how many units we got. I heard one turn on over there. We've got 2 tinies, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm up to here. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I see 19 units. I roughly take about 45 minutes each. There's 20 units. Yeah, 45 minutes each, and these are older ones. The last inspection I did, they were all like 5 or 6 year old Linux units. They were beautiful. A couple of them had issues, but for the most part it was, you know, in and out pretty quick. This ain't gonna be like that, guys. This is not going to be an in and out quick thing. So not gonna bore you. Look, that one's turned off too. Wow. Probably have some grounded compressors and whatnot. Maybe how about I do this, because I don't want to bore you with all this other crap. I'll come back on when I see something that is cool to look at. How about that? I'm going to start off on the end and work my way towards civilization, and maybe start off on these little guys. See what they're doing. I like those little bitty ones. Those are actually RTUs. Get a tiny little blower, but they're like a 2-ton. Little mini split right next to it. And anyway, like I said, when I see something cool or catastrophic, I'll come back to you, and we'll go from there. If you want to see how to do the actual inspections, feel free to dig back in my videos, do some startups and some inspections, but won't bore you with the details on that today. We'll just get the cool stuff today and tomorrow, or however many days this takes. And yeah, don't worry, I'll post it all as one video. Yeah, they end up being super long. Anywho, until I find something cool. All right, so I said I'd come back whenever I found some bad stuff. Now, I'm just assuming I'm gonna have bad stuff because this guy's turned off. We got bad hail damage on the front of this thing. Really bad. I like to just take a walk around these old carriers, check out the suction lines, discharge lines, make sure you don't have any oil squirting out, because, well, it's a common thing for these freighters to just, you know, go on you. I've already done 8. This is number 9. That guy right there's got some bad leaks in it. One side's already out on low pressure. The other side will be very soon, I'm sure. It's still going though. But it's all Schrader leaks over there. That's all they got. So it needs some Schraders and it needs some refrigerant. And that thing I think will kick right off. This guy right here was turned off. So one thing I like to do right off the bat Let's see if it's grounded. Now, the first thing I want to check is the compressors. So we'll pop the little cage off, y'all, and check on circuit 1. This side is going to be circuit 1. And that didn't do anything. That one's in there pretty decent. Yeah. All right. Oh, there she goes. Okay. Need a flathead for that guy. And they make them where you got to put like a flathead on both sides. Just get one side out a little bit, and then get you right in the other side, and then you can pop her right off. There's some spider nest in there. Spiders, they're good for you, unless they're black with the little red dot on them, which you see sometimes. Just stay away from those guys. They'll, if you're married, they might make her a widow. Hence the name. I don't know why they call them black widows, so I'm just messing. Let's see here. We're gonna go to speaker mode and see if we're grounded. Catch me a good scratchy scratch. Get a good ground. Got nothing on these. Okay, okay. Now let's go to ohms. Let's see if we ohm out at a ground. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. Well, that may very well be a good compressor. Let's see if we got pressure in it. We got nothing in this guy. There is 0 PSIs in this fellow. Let me get that. Get on there. Get on there. And I could not be a surgeon, I can tell you that. Yeah, that thing is flat, guys. She's got 0 in it. This goes to one of the warehouse units. They're gonna get hot, but good news is that compressor is at least in decent shape. Let's go check the other side, and then we'll check the blower. The compressors and the blower are the main worries when it comes to why is your disconnect off, you know? Usually people will turn off a disconnect if it's grounded. Of course, me, I'll just disconnect what's grounded. As long as your blower works, I mean, you want to circulate air. If you can get that part done, you're in pretty decent shape. And yeah, just like that. All right, I didn't bring my screwdriver, did I? See if I can do this with my hands. Got one side, and maybe I should have done the hard side first. Yeah, let me get this side. Put my finger in the right hole. That's good. Yeah, I gotta have a screwdriver. Should have just gone and get it to begin with instead of trying. Alright. Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, screwdriver's not getting in that side. Maybe going from the top. And that one's in there. There we go. That one was in there pretty good. There we go. Alright. Let's see what we got. Speaker mode. I'm in ohms. Ohms is good. Let's just stick with that. Scratch it. Get a good ground. Nothing, nothing, and nothing. Well, I wouldn't look forward to replacing one of these compressors anyway, so I'm not mad about that. Let's see if we got pressure in this guy. And very, very little. Like, there might be a half a PSI in there, so we got leaks, boys and girls. I'm gonna poke my head in the blower compartment, see what it looks like in there. There's no telling how long this unit's been off, but that would be a good question for the guys inside if they know. I know that they change these filters. Get on there. What is wrong with you? Now you gotta get over. Get over. Get over. That did not work. That did not work, guys. I didn't have to tell you that, though. Probably saw it coming from a mile away. All right, let's see if I can make this one work. And got one in. Yeah, she ain't going nowhere now. I want to get this one in because I don't want that banging into the coil. It's sitting in the coil right now. What are you supposed to say? That ain't going nowhere. Yep. All right. Let's come on over here. See what we got in our blower. If I have visibility of the expansion valves, I'll look at those while I'm in here. This thing's been out for a while, then you know, oil usually doesn't leave. Sorry about the wind. Get down here and you can hear me. Oil usually doesn't leave. You know, it'll usually just hang out until it gets washed off or something. So, that was right in the face. Yep. Carrier attacked me. I'm gonna sue. Wow. She's a blower. While I'm in here, that's a BX42. I like to write the belt sizes on the outside. Saves the next guy a little bit, you know? Alright. See if our blower's grounded. Pretty easy to check. We just go in the thing here and find us a ground. That side's good. Check this leg. Good. And we'll check this leg. That's good. So, wonder why they turned it off. I don't know. I mean, if the low pressure switches were working, then it shouldn't have been a problem letting it run, because at least the blower would run and circulate some air. What do we got in here? I didn't bring my headlamp. Figured I'd be on a nice roof and wouldn't need a headlamp. Seeing as how, you know, the big ball of fire in the sky. And I don't see any oil here. They're just gonna need an all-out leak check on this thing, because I've got no traces of oil. So no obvious spots of leakages. No places where copper's been rubbing other copper. I got no suspects here other than possibly Schrader valves. If it's been washed, if they come out in here and clean the coils, they can clean off that oil. Especially if they use acid. It'll take that oil right off. Look, someone's welded this one right here. Wonder if that was a place where it was leaking at one point. I don't know. This one's going to get a quote for a leak check on both circuits. It's not going to be a cheap quote because it's a pretty big unit. It's probably, I'm going to guess, 20 ton. Let's look at the data tag here. This is a 25 ton. So, that's where we're at on this. I told you I'd come back with some issues. Oh, my doorbell's ringing. That's lovely. I'm going to go get the doorbell, guys. I'll be back with you. Well, I decided I'm going to go ahead and put the power on it and see if a blower actually works. If it does and the compressors turn on, then I'll just disconnect the contactor so they won't be running, and at least they'll have airflow. But I want to make sure I'm getting a the right voltage to my disconnect. It's a 460 volt 3-phase. Oh, got some spiders going on in here. Look, I just covered my meter right up, didn't I? Let's put it right there. Fancy magnet. No, stop. Let's say you could close. All right. I'll get in on the top here. They don't make these I don't have the long things here. I got the short ones. I wonder if that comes off. It moves. Y'all know about this stuff? Why is that moving? It's like it's supposed to come off. Maybe not. I don't know. I'll make it work. Let's see here. Make sure you put your hand all the way in it. Woo! Just like that. This one's got nothing. Now I can't get them out. Alright, let me look at a different way to get to them. That... so close. Alright, well, let's look at the top of the leads then. Without arcing. Yeah, this breaker is OFF, people. So I don't even have power up here. This breaker's either turned off or it was tripped. So there's no point in trying to put power to it. I'm not going down, you know, 85 football fields and then coming back 85 football fields to find a breaker to go back 85 football fields and then come back here. Not gonna happen. I'm gonna do some quotes on this thing. I know nothing big is grounded. I don't know why the breaker tripped. Kind of bothers me a little bit. You know what I can do that I didn't do already, and I'm not going to do on the other side because I already put the cage on, but I'm going to do it on this side. This is a stage 1 anyway. It's the one that's going to run the most. I'm going to check my windings, which I should have already done, but I didn't because I was just checking for ground. But if we got open windings on this one, then I'm going to have to go check the other one because that's just the way it works. There we go. And you can check them while it's plugged in as long as your contactor is not engaged. Shouldn't have an issue because these are not connected to anything. That one's 1. That's 1, and this should be 1. That's 1. It's got good windings. So theoretically this compressor should run. And I'm not going to check the other side. So here we are. I'm going to leave this alone. That's very suspect. But I'm definitely going to recommend hail guards on every one of these units. And a lot of them are going to get recommended for condenser replacements. Especially this one, since something has happened. And maybe they already replaced the coil at one point. And that was the weld. I don't know. It moves. A lot, actually. I'm not even putting that much force into it. Alright, enough of this boring. I was hoping to find something more cool. More cooler. But no, I didn't. And that's bad. That's bad. Yep, I'll get back with you. Alright people, so I got this next one out of the way, so I'm officially halfway done. Not gonna do any more today. It's getting late. They're gonna run into OT. They're not gonna pay that. So basically, this guy right here was turned off at the disconnect also, and went through my thing, checked the things and the stuff and whatnot. Circuit 2 flat. Circuit 1 had some pressure in it. So went ahead and flipped the disconnect on, see what happens. It's got a brand new blower motor, so I know they put some money into this because those blower motors are not cheap. They're like, well, that big around. Even got a little hook thingy so that you could carry it with stuff and not, you know, lift. Wind. So anyway, this unit right here, 25 ton. What I don't understand, and this is, tell me what you do, because I'm curious. If you're watching, Put it in the comments. I'm curious. If somebody came out and knew that both sides were low on charge, or one was flat or one was low or whatever, would you just turn the disconnect off and leave? You know, send a quote or whatever? But, I mean, I'm asking because what I do is I just disconnect the contactor voltage for that compressor and I let the blower run, because at least you're circulating air instead of just stagnant air. And it's a warehouse. Like, I don't know. What do you do? I left this thing running. I know the fans are running. Meh, not a big deal. We're going to let them just do their thing. Circulating the air outside, you know, keeping fresh air outside. But the blower's running, so it's circulating air inside the building. That guy, I couldn't do it with that guy. It just wasn't going to happen. But tell me what you think. What do you do? I may just post this one as it is, because this crap is boring, guys. You're not going to see anything but like leaks and bad condenser coils. So tomorrow when I come back out, I'm just going to do my thing and get it done. Is that panel open over there? Nah, I'll check it when I walk by. Anyway, I'm going to zip up my bag, head down, across the sea of white. Nice and bright up here, by the way. You ever get up on these white roofs in the summertime, the sun's all blaring at you, and you go inside and you can't see jack. Your eyes are like, I can't see. Anyway, I'm done for today. Anyway, looks like I'll be coming back. I don't like doing that, but it is what it is. So, until next time, guys. Peace out. Am I rolling? I am rolling. So I gotta make sure that y'all can see this. I'm still on this roof. This is day 2. I just got done running a report on this one unit that I'm on. I think I have 7 more to go. So basically I wanted to give a teaching moment. So just the basics, all right? The absolute basics of air conditioning and refrigeration. A lot of people that are only like HVAC people are terrified to do refrigeration, when you really just have to dumb it down to the basics. Usually you can figure out anything when you take it straight down to the basics. Now, some units are very complicated and they have sensors and control boards and all kinds of extra stuff. Humidity control, dehumidification, all this other stuff, CO2 sensors, blah, 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 blah. But here's the basics. It's all going to work in a cycle, whether it's refrigeration or air conditioning. You're doing the exact same thing, okay? Everything runs off of refrigerant flow and airflow, or if it's water cooled, then water flow and airflow. So start off with our heart. Our heart is our compressor. What does it do? It compresses, right? Let's just make this simple. So it is going to take your low pressure vapor and turn it into a high pressure liquid. Let's just go this direction for giggles. All right, after it goes out of the compressor, your refrigerant is going to flow into your condenser. All right, we're going to put that right, meow. You can't read my handwriting. That's okay, I already told you what it was. In the condenser, what happens? Let's make it simple, people. The refrigerant condenses, okay? This requires airflow or water flow if it's water cooled. And so you got to make sure that your condensing temperature is correct, which is usually about 20 to 25 degrees above ambient when you're checking your discharge. Okay, from the condenser, it's going to flow this away, and it's going to go into a metering device of some sort. We're going to make this one a weird triangle. Metering device. Okay? In your metering device, it's going to turn your high pressure liquid into a low pressure gas. so it flashes. That's the term that we use. It flashes the refrigerant. Think about it like a sprayer, like a pressure sprayer, pressure washer. Okay, you're turning that solid water into like a spray. Okay, when you reduce pressure, you reduce temperature. Everything is pressure and temperature related with regards to the refrigerant. So from the metering device, flashes, and then it goes into your evaporator. We'll just say evap. That's an E. Don't make fun of me. I'm left-handed. All right. From your evaporator, what happens? Dumbing it down, it evaporates. Okay? Let's make it simple. Okay? So you're going to run your refrigerant through the evaporator coil where you have airflow. The airflow will basically remove, I know this doesn't sound right, but this is the way it is, remove the heat, even though it's cold, from the refrigerant. When it comes out of the evaporator, let me not be dumb here, I'm not going to answer that right now. Then we basically go back to your compressor through the suction line, where it turns that low pressure gas into, once again, a high pressure liquid, and the cycle continues. Now, refrigerant flow is important. Refrigerant is flowing by the compressor. Airflow you need at your condenser or water, depending on how it's cooled. And then your evaporator needs airflow to blow the heat or remove the heat. Your heat is removed here at the condenser whenever that's what causes your refrigerant to condense. Then remember, everything is pressure related, pressure, temperature. When your refrigerant is at a high pressure, it's a high temperature. When it's at a low pressure, it's a low temperature. And that is the basics. So if we have an evaporator fan not running, that thing's probably going to freeze up. Whether it's an air conditioner, that would be a blower, or a walk-in cooler, or a reach-in cooler, or a walk-in freezer, it doesn't matter. If we have our metering device is acting up and it's not opening far enough, then you're going to see a freeze somewhere past it, because it's turning the it's not allowing enough pressure by it. If you lose a condenser fan, or if you have a water cooled and your regulator goes bad, then you're going to run high head pressure, and that is going to cause your compressor to go out on high head pressure. Hopefully it has a pressure switch. If it doesn't, your compressor is going to take a crap. That's the basics. I may have said something wrong because I get confused with removing heat from refrigerant, but that is the basics: air conditioning and refrigeration. I'm gonna go get back to work. If you got any questions, put them down in the comments. You know, shoot up a like or something. You know, follow. I don't know. Do what you want to do. How about that? All right. Until next time.